The Joint Light Tactical Vehicle is a United States military program to replace the Humvee that is currently in service with a family of more survivable vehicles with greater payload. In particular, the Humvee was not designed to be an armored combat and scout vehicle but has been employed as one, whereas the JLTV will be designed from the ground up for this role. Production is planned for 2015. The U.S. Army planned to buy 60,000 and the U.S. Marine Corps planned for 5,500 vehicles in 2010. The JLTV program is related to, but not the same as, the Future Tactical Truck Systems program. Lessons learned from the FTTS have been fed into the JLTV requirements. The future family of vehicles will comprise 5 armored versions, ranging from light armored vehicle, infantry fighting vehicles, command post vehicles, reconnaissance vehicles, and armored utility vehicles. There will probably also be an armored personnel carrier and a number of other non-armored versions for other purposes such as ambulances, utility vehicles and general-purpose mobility. Such a design could also be used in place of an armored personnel carrier or unarmored trucks. However, the JLTV program was in danger of being outpaced by the rapid development of lightweight MRAPs. It appeared the U.S. Army had reduced its support for the program, since JLTV numbers were omitted from its tactical vehicle strategy published in June 2010. However, the U.S. Army clarified that JLTVs are slated to both replace and complement the Humvee. On January 5, 2012, TACOM announced that the program had entered the engineering and manufacturing development phase. End contracts were awarded on August 23, 2012. Planned orders are now 50,000 vehicles for the U.S. Army and 5,000 for the Marines. History. The following companies and partnerships initially bid for the JLTV contract: Boeing, Textron and Milneworks, General Dynamics and AM General, Force Protection Incorporated and DRS Technologies. BAE Systems and Navistar, Northrop Grumman, Oshkosh Truck and Plison, Lockheed Martin, BAE Systems Land and Armaments Global Tactical Systems, Alco Defense and JWF Industries. Blackwater and Raytheon. On October 29, 2008, the Pentagon narrowed the field of vendors to the Lockheed Martin, General Tactical Vehicles and BAE Systems Navistar teams to compete for the final version and contract for the JLTV. Each team were awarded contracts worth between $35.9 million and $45 million to begin the second phase of the program, which could ultimately be worth $20 billion or more. The Northrop Grumman Oshkosh Group contested the awards but, their protest was denied by the Government Accountability Office on February 17, 2009. Australia signed an agreement in February 2009 to fund 9 of the first 30 JLTV prototypes. While a final decision has yet to be made, the Australian government is now pursuing the Hawkeye, a domestically developed vehicle through Thales Australia. India became interested in the program in 2009. As part of a cost-cutting measure, the National Commission on Fiscal Responsibility and Reform suggested cancelling the JLTV. Despite this, the program moved forward. On January 24, 2012, the Humvee recap program was cancelled for funding to be moved to the JLTV. As of March 28, 2012, there were 6 proposals for the JLTV contract: BAE Systems Phalanx, General Tactical Vehicles JLTV Eagle, Lockheed Martin JLTV, Navistar Saratoga, Oshkosh LATV, AM General BRVO, EMD. On August 23, 2012, the Army and Marine Corps selected the Lockheed Martin JLTV, the Oshkosh Defense LATV, and the AM General BRVO as the winners of the engineering and manufacturing development phase of the competition. The 3 companies were awarded a contract to build 22 prototype vehicles in 27 months to be judged by the services. Losing bidder Navistar filed a protest with the Government Accountability Office over the evaluation criteria on August 31, 2012. The company withdrew the protest on September 4, 2012. The Lockheed JLTV family underwent a design understanding review from December 18 for Euro 2012. The government design review assessed all elements of the design and confirmed its overall maturity and requirements compliance. Lockheed used a production-enhanced model, which is lighter and cheaper than the earlier technology demonstration model. By then, the Lockheed JLTV design had over 160,000 combined testing miles. Vehicles produced for the EMD phase of the program began deliveries in spring 2013. On February 14, 2013, Oshkosh unveiled the utility variant of their LATV for the program. The utility variant fulfills the JLTV requirement for a two-seat cargo vehicle, while the LATV base variant meets the requirement for a four-seat multipurpose vehicle. In addition to hauling cargo, it can be outfitted as a shelter carrier to carry standard shelters for communications systems, onboard electronics, and other functions. The utility vehicle has 2 crewmen and has a 5,100 pounds payload. In June 2013, LATV prototypes participated in an event hosted by the U.S. JLTV Joint Program Office in Quantico, Virginia. The vehicles successfully completed the severe off-road track without failure. The assault demonstrated the LATV's ability to maneuver steep inclines, turn sharply, and operate in rugged terrain. On June 26, 2013, Lockheed Martin completed the last of 22 JLTVs produced for the EMD phase. Long-term testing and evaluation was scheduled for August 22. On August 8, 2013, Oshkosh delivered its first LATV JLTV prototype to the Army for government testing following a successful vehicle inspection by the Defense Contract Management Agency. The 4-door multipurpose variant and 2-door utility variant will be provided for evaluations. On August 14, 2013, both AM General and Lockheed delivered their 22 vehicles to the Army and Marine Corps. The vehicles will participate in a 14-month government evaluation and testing process. On August 27, 2013, the Army and Marine Corps announced that full-scale testing of JLTV prototypes would begin the following week, with all three vendors having had 66 vehicles delivered. Each company delivered 22 vehicles and 6 trailers to Aberdeen Proving Ground, Maryland, and Yuma Proving Ground, Arizona. Previous testing had already put the vehicles through more than 400 ballistic and blast tests on armor testing samples, underbody blast testing, and more than 1,000 miles in shakedown testing. Soldiers from the Army Test and Evaluation Command and personnel from the Defense Department's Office of Test and Evaluation will put the vehicles through realistic and rigorous field testing during 14 months of government performance testing. Testing is to be completed by FY 2015, with a production contract to be awarded to a single vendor for nearly 55,000 vehicles, with each vehicle coming off the assembly line not exceeding $250,000. The Army is to begin receiving JLTVs by FY 2018, with all their vehicles planned delivered in the 2030s. On September 3, 2013, full-pace, full-scope JLTV testing began at Aberdeen Proving Ground, Yuma, and Redstone Arsenal, Alabama. The program is on track despite sequestration, but if budget issues are not worked out the schedule could slip. One vendor will be selected by July 2015. And produce 2,000 vehicles for 3 years of additional testing to fine-tune the assembly line and full up the system. Testing of the JLTV was temporarily halted in early October during the 2-week U.S. government shutdown of 2013. Civilian workers were furloughed and test sites were closed within hours. Work restarted immediately when the shutdown ended, though one site remained closed until October 22. The Army and Marine Corps have vowed commitment to buying nearly 55,000 JLTVs even in the face of sequestration cuts. This level of support is given while major acquisition programs like the Ground Combat Vehicle are in danger of cuts, which may mean the Army is favoring replacing Humvees more than the M2 Bradley. Army leaders worry that the Marines' priority with the Amphibious Combat Vehicle program may cause them to back out of JLTV procurement. However, the Marines say procurement plans for the two efforts do not overlap and should not conflict with each other. The number of light vehicles that will need to be reduced due to cuts is still being determined, but it is hoped that the cuts will be directed to the existing Humvee fleet rather than planned JLTV numbers. On October 1, 2013, the Defense Department Inspector General launched a year-long audit of the Joint Light Tactical Vehicle Program. It is one of about a dozen acquisition programs outlined in the IG's FY 2014 audit plan. The audit is to determine whether Army and Marine officials are overseeing and managing the program effectively before low-rate production begins. A June 2013 report by the Congressional Research Service estimated the program cost at $23 billion, or $400,000 per vehicle. Military leaders contend the unit cost will be $250,000. With fiscal pressures, program efforts are being challenged and focus is being put into oversight. The Army plans to issue a request for proposals to companies interested in bidding for production contracts in mid-November 2014, and to pick a winner possibly by July 2015. Design requirements. In 2006, Joint Light Tactical Vehicle design requirements included the following. The JLTV will have two armor kits, the A kit and a B kit. It will also include an extra spool liner to minimize the perforation effects within a vehicle when the vehicle takes hostile fire. The vehicle will be capable of traveling one terrain feature after having endured a single small caliber arm-sized perforation to the fuel tank, engine oil reservoir, or coolant system. It will be able to run on two flat tires. The USMC requires a vehicle that can be transported by their current and planned systems. In April 2009, Marine Corps Commandant General James Conway warned that the Marines will not buy a vehicle that unregistered trademark £20,000 The vehicle's jam-resistant doors will allow the passengers to easily escape after the vehicle has taken damage. It will include an automatic fire extinguishing system. The JLTV will be equipped with a diagnostic monitoring system that will electronically alert the operator of equipment failures so that they can be fixed. The electronic monitoring will observe the fuel, air intake, engine, cooling, transmission, energy storage, power generation and vehicle speed as well as other systems. The JLTV will have a trailer capable of carrying the same payload as its prime mover over the same speeds and mission profile. It will have the capacity to carry various kinds of ammunition. The JLTV is to fill a capability gap in the light vehicle fleet for the 21st century strategy for a vehicle that balances performance, payload, and protection. It is to provide the same level of protection as an MATV while being more mobile and transportable, and have better network integration than the Humvee. Mobility, logistical mobility. JLTV is transportable by sea, rail, and air. The JLTV will be transportable on all classes of ocean-going transport ships with minimal disassembly. It is required to be rail transportable on CON US and NATO country railways. Air transportability will be by fixed-wing aircraft as large as or larger than the C-130 Hercules and sling-loadable with rotary-wing aircraft such as the CH-47/MH-47, and CH-53. The ambulance variant must be air-droppable by C-5 and C-17 fixed-wing aircraft. Countermeasures and survivability. The JLTV utilizes signature reduction techniques and materials. The JLTV mounts up to 4 M7 light vehicle obscuration smoke systems. The JLTV is designed with a base structure called an A structure and B kit armor that provides higher protection levels. JLTV also incorporate various additional survivability technologies to meet requirements. The JLTV is designed to accept transparent window armor. To prevent casualties due to fires, the fuel tanks are mounted outside the crew compartment and are required to be self-sealing. Fires in the engine compartment are to be detected and extinguished within 10 seconds to minimize vehicle damage. In addition, the driver also has access to a small portable fire extinguisher. The JLTV could have polyfibroblast applied to it, a type of self-healing paint developed by the Office of Naval Research and Johns Hopkins University Applied Physics Laboratory made to decrease vehicle maintenance. Development began in 2008 and created a powder consisting of microscopic liquid-filled polymer spheres that can be combined with standard primers. The substance lets paint scratches heal by breaking capsules and forming a coating over the exposed steel before corrosion takes place, cutting maintenance costs and allowing vehicles to operate in the field longer. Versions. There were three primary variants of the JLTV, which are categorized by their payload and general mission, and within that category, further variations may exist for specific purposes. All vehicles share some capabilities, while certain configurations may have additional capabilities. All variants are transportable externally by CH-47 and CH-53 helicopters and internally by C-130 aircraft. The Category B JLTV variant was eliminated from development because it could not be made light enough to be carried from Army and Marine heavy-lift helicopters. There will be two JLTV variants, the 4-passenger combat tactical vehicle with a 3,500 lb payload, and the 2-passenger combat support vehicle with a 5,100 lb payload. The JLTV will be fielded in 4 configurations: general purpose, heavy gun carrier, close combat weapons carrier, and a utility vehicle. Payload Category A. Payload Category A vehicles will fill the role of battlespace awareness with a payload capacity of 3,500 lb. General Purpose Mobility. General Purpose Mobility is the only variant in Payload Category A, designed for general purpose utility vehicle for use by the Army and Marine Corps, with a 4-person capacity. Unlike other variants, a C-130 is capable of transporting 2 vehicles at a time. Payload Category B. Payload Category B vehicles was to fill the role of force application with a payload capacity of 4,500 lb. Infantry Carrier. The infantry carrier had a 6-person capacity, and was designed to carry a fire team of troops. Each service may have gotten a different vehicle, or have used the same one. Reconnaissance, Scout, 6-seat configuration for use by the U.S. Army. Reconnaissance, Night, 6-seat configuration for use by the U.S. Army. Command and Control on the Move, 4-seat command and control configuration for use by the U.S. Army. Heavy Guns Carrier, Heavy Guns Carrier for use by the U.S. Army and Marine Corps for convoy escort, military police, and patrol with 4 seats and a gunner position. Close Combat Weapons Carrier, 4-seat Close Combat Weapons Carrier for use by the U.S. Army and Marine Corps. Utility Vehicle, 2-seat Utility Vehicle for use by the USMC. Ambulance, Ambulance configuration for use by the U.S. Army and Marine Corps. 3 seats and 2 litters. Payload Category C. Payload Category C vehicles will fill the role of focused logistics with a payload of 5,100 lb. Shelter Carrier Prime Mover, 2-seat Shelter Carrier Prime Mover for use by the U.S. Army and Marine Corps. Ambulance, higher capacity ambulance configuration for use by the U.S. Army and Marine Corps. 3 seats and 4 litters. Gallery. See also, Future Tactical Truck Systems, fails how a Euro-winning bid in 2011 for the Australian Army's Tactical Vehicle Programme, beating out JLTV designs and other offerings. Combat Tactical Vehicle, references. External links, JLTV on defense-update.com, Army Joint Light Tactical Vehicle End Phase page.